Welcome to another bonus episode of Timm Talk, the podcast normally about the DC animated universe, co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Kermit Dexter.
But we're doing... Is this the topic most off-brand from our normal subject matter we've ever done?
I think so. Well, I mean, we did a whole episode on Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, but man, I guess that's like...
This is on par with that.
I guess it's pretty on par with that. But so this...
It's combining our two loves.
Yes. This conversation came out of a question I think you and I started... A conversation I started when we were at Disneyland last together for Dapper Day.
Mm-hmm.
And you phrased it best. Like, how would you describe what we're talking about exactly today?
Oh, God, how did I phrase it? What would you say is the best soundtrack to... movie soundtrack done by a single artist?
Yes. So I think... Now, a lot of mine will be actually challenging, like
I think
what that
we made very loose rules for each other.
Loose rules, but I think so. The like go-to easy, super easy example on this is The Lion King, Elton John, where it's like obviously there are other people singing the songs, but like that whole soundtrack is essentially curated by Elton John and is mostly based around his signature songs.
Yes.
So we've each come up with our lists of movies that we think more or less fit this bill. A lot of mine are actually a bit of challenges to it. See if we can get an idea of how we define this.
Yes.
But I say we just dive straight into it. So
let's jump in.
I mean, I have on my list, of course, The Lion King, which doesn't mean...
Yeah, I'm curious how many... So we made a loose top 5 and both extended beyond that because we don't follow the rules well.
So on my... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... I have 10 movies... 10/11 movies listed on here.
7, 8, 9. I also have 10.
Okay, but I think... But I'm not saying these are necessarily the top 10.
With a couple things I'm going to talk about at the end.
Okay, so both of us have The Lion King. But okay, I'm going to let you throw one out there then. What's some of the one you have on yours?
I think one that you might also have on yours. One that I get a lot of flack for putting it above Lion King.
Really?
I have Phil Collins' Tarzan.
See, I don't have that on there.
And I have Tarzan / Brother Bear because there's only one song from Brother Bear that I like.
Okay.
But again, it was all curated, as you said, by Phil.
I have only seen Tarzan probably once. Probably
Really?
one time I saw it in theaters, and I've never seen Brother Bear.
The movie's okay.
That's what I've heard.
Soundtrack's good.
Yes, I've heard that both those things.
But I mean, the soundtrack for Tarzan, I mean, we listen to it every time we drive down to Disney. I make you listen to it every time we drive down to Disney.
Is it a make me?
I mean, it's playing.
We both have our Disney playlists.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think it's fine. It's acceptable. It's not like you're trying to make me listen to country like my parents do when I go home.
I would never. Oh, man. I remember in middle school, my friend Dylan, his parents loved country. And they were driving me home one day. And I'm like, can we listen to something else? And they looked at me. It's like, if you want to ride in someone else's car, then you can listen to other music. But when we're here, you're going to listen to my music.
I'm sure it was done with a Texas accent.
Oh, very
thick. Which makes it that much better.
Mm-hmm. And I still want to apologize. Miss Marino, I know you don't listen to this, but I apologize.
You're apologizing now? Oh, my God.
So what's one for you? So we have 2 so far, back-to-back Disney, Elton John, Phil Collins.
Okay, I'll pull another Disney... I have 2 more Disney ones here, and I'm going to see if these challenge a little bit of our perception of what a single artist soundtrack is.
Okay.
It's 101 Dalmatians and Robin Hood.
Okay, I didn't think about either of those.
Now, because 101 Dalmatians, most of like the score is done by George Burns, but I don't know if there's a voice actor, but the music actor for Roger when he's singing is this guy Bill Lee. So he does Cruella de Vil and Dalmatian Plantation, which are basically the only 2 songs really featured in the film. They happen to also be part of the film, not just like score. They're diegetic music rather than non-diegetic. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that means? I'm sorry. I feel like anytime I ask you a question, it sounds like I'm being insulting.
No, because I don't know anything about soundtracks. So
it's worth...
I have a rough idea based off context clues.
So it's worth elaborating. So basically, diegetic sound or music refers to sounds or music that are happening in the context of the film. Mm-hmm. So in the case of 101 Dalmatians, the diegetic music is Roger playing Cruella de Vil. The non-diegetic music would be score.
Okay. So I've heard this before because Anna Kendrick talked about it doing an interview about Pitch Perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Saying it's not a musical because the music doesn't move the story forward.
Oh,
and
okay.
and then she used those words as well, the diegetic versus non-diegetic.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, in most musicals, like the music kind of breaks the fourth wall and goes between them. It's kind of like the singing ties in with the score, and so it becomes a middle ground, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess in that sense, Pitch Perfect is not a musical because it's grounded in a real world where people are singing, but that music doesn't tie in with non-diegetic music. So.
Yes.
And then in Robin Hood, Roger Miller is the voice of the rooster, the singer for the rooster too, who does
Robin Hood and Little John walking down the forest. Oodaladi, oodaladi,
yeah,
what a day.
Golly, what a day. Little Oodalali, and he does the whistle stop too.
Yeah, and then the Phony King of England.
Yeah, Phony King. No, that's actually Little John singing it.
That's right. Sorry.
But he also does Robin Hood, Little John. Oh fuck, there was one more. I don't remember, but he does most of it. So do you think both of those movies fit the purview of our conversation? Could you consider both those more or less single artist soundtracks? Because like even with The Lion King, there are songs in that movie that are not sung by Elton John. I don't know. Did he actually work on every single song?
I think that's the difference, because I'm gonna relate it to Danny Elfman, Danny the Elf King Elfman,
Danny the Elfman, yes,
Danny the Elfman, where he's the kind of prime example, because even the songs he didn't sing in Nightmare, he wrote those songs.
Yeah. So I think Nightmare certainly fits the bill, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think Elton John had a hand in writing all of the songs from Lion King.
I mean, Alan Menken obviously famous for doing Aladdin and so many others. And the Sherman Brothers did stuff back in the 60s, like Mary Poppins. Do you know who was like working with Elton John on Lion King?
Hans Zimmer?
Was
Yeah,
it?
because
he did
fucking
I guess the score is Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, because Across the Stars.
Yeah.
God, what a gorgeous song.
Wait. Oh, I was thinking.
I know. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's called the same thing in Across the Universe.
Across the Universe is the movie, but then
Across the Stars is also Star Wars.
Yeah, the love ballad. That's a great song.
Both Across the Stars are.
Yeah. Wait, which one are they?
The one in Lion King. Should I just play it really quick?
Sure. I haven't seen that movie in such a long time. There's a lot of it I don't remember. Is that a it's a piece of score, right? Is that when Simba's looking up at the stars and that's when he sees Mufasa?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I know what part you're talking about.
God,
Yeah.
it's so
Mufasa.
pretty. So I'm gonna say to 101 Dalmatians and to Robin Hood, I'll say.
Can we count them?
I don't
think it's that far off from. I mean, because there are. I mean,
well, because the ones on my list are full. Like Phil Collins did every song on the soundtrack.
Okay.
And then the other ones I have in mind, because even the one that I question, I'm now looking back at it, I'm leaning against.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say.
You saying no?
I'm gonna say a soft no for now.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair on those two. Okay, so what do you got?
Because my one that was a questionable one, and looking back at it again, I'm gonna say no, is Lilo and Stitch, where you have.
It's a lot of Elvis.
It's every song is an Elvis song except two, which are the two famous songs.
Yes.
The Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride.
Such a beautiful song.
And My Kilo Kaye.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so that was my question one. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Now. But then so my next one is another question for you.
Okay.
Because it is all non-diegetic.
Okay. All right.
And it's Daft Punk's Tron Legacy. Was that your next one?
It's on my list.
Okay,
on my list. I think it counts.
Okay. Because it's so fucking good.
Because it's we part of the rule is we're not doing films where it's a score, because most film scores are done by one person, right? So it's not a score, but I feel like that's different because this was Daft Punk's first score, and they are. I guess electronica, but you could almost call them pop band. But like they are a band, and a lot of their songs are usually pretty light on vocals anyways. It's much more about the actual like electronic music song. I think that counts.
I think it does too.
Yeah,
because I also want to put in because I have another slash, because they did Tron Legacy.
Yeah,
but you are wrong. They did have another movie they did the score to, which is a nice film, which I've brought up a few times.
This is before Tron, right?
This is before Tron. This
Was
movie
it?
came out in 2001. It's called Interstellar 5555.
Okay.
And it's the hour-and-a-half long movie/music video to their album Discovery.
Okay. I don't know if that counts though. I don't know if you can do, because like, you can't say like Thriller, like that doesn't count.
Well,
Because
Thriller
it's one song.
20 minutes.
It's one song. But
This
I guess
is an hour and a
but
half.
what I'm getting at is like I don't know if that counts because like that's that movie's genesis was as a music video to an album.
Well, they thought of the album came out first, obviously, and then they saw it as one long video.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I think the differentiator there is that Tron Legacy was a film, and then Daft Punk was brought on board because of their talent and how they fit into the world to do the music for it. I almost feel like for this account, the genesis point has to come from the film, not from the artist.
Okay, well I'm gonna play a counterpoint to that.
Okay.
What do you consider Yellow Submarine then? It's not on my list,
but Hard Day's Night is on mine.
Okay.
That's a great film.
I've never seen it. Sorry.
I only saw it for the first time a few years ago in a film class. Okay, I'm trying to think if we should count A Hard Day's Night because that's a weird middle ground because it's
a lot of these are gonna be hard.
But like, so that is a feature film. I'm assuming was it Interstellar
5555.
I'm assuming there's like a narrative to it and there's actors and everything.
Well, so there's the other thing is there's no dialogue.
That's where I think that's the difference.
Okay.
So because A Hard Day's Night is a feature film, it has the Beatles in it as themselves, and there are scenes where they're not
singing. Okay.
And like they're just having conversations, they're acting in it. So it's still a full-on film directed by Richard Lester. And there are times when it's diegetic, times when it's non-diegetic, but like I think that's tough too because it's a movie. I guess that's the question now. Do we count movies that are based around a single artist body of work?
Yeah, because then we can throw in Mamma Mia,
which is on my list.
I don't think it's on my list.
Do we count that?
Oh, but I have another one that's kind of like that. Yeah, because I'll throw this one out as a no, I don't think it's the same level as that. I'll save this one for a second. But I'll take Interstellar 5555 off.
Okay.
Just because I think it fits the criteria for soundtrack. I don't think it fits the criteria for movie.
Okay.
Because like if someone came to me and is like, "What's your favorite Daft Punk movie?" Because that's a question people ask me. I'm not like I've said it 3 times now. It's a music video.
Yeah, I think that's a music video, and like for me. Because I rewatched.
It's a great one, but it's
a music video. Yeah, and I think I rewatched Tron Legacy not too long ago, and it's okay. It's not great, but I still kind of in some ways see that as a long music video. That's how I should see it. It's kind of like Star Trek Into Darkness, which has a lot of issues, but I just see it as a visual accompaniment to Michael Giacchino's excellent score. But okay, so Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Do we count? I guess this
I count Mamma Mia.
Okay, so we count movies that are based around. Like an artist's body of work.
Yes.
And we count musicals.
Yes, because Disney's are all musicals.
Right,
yeah.
but
because Lion King is a musical.
It's a musical, but I guess we have to count do we have to differentiate between musicals that are only going around a single artist? Like Chicago, for example. I wouldn't count that.
I was gonna say Les Mis, because I wouldn't count that either.
Yeah, because I guess it feels a little bit different. Whereas like these are musicals that are like, okay, we're taking one artist and we're building the whole thing around them.
Yeah, so I would say like Jersey Boys counts.
Okay,
Mamma Mia counts.
So in that case, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, I had Queen's other movie. I had Flash Gordon.
I've never actually seen Flash Gordon or listened to the album.
I've only listened to the soundtrack.
Okay, but it's good.
It's so good.
Okay, yeah. So that I think that to me is an automatic choice. Like I meant to listen to Prince's Batman album.
Yes.
I've never actually listened to it.
I. And I asked my friend about this, and I asked a few friends about this because I wanted to get as much input as I could.
Okay.
And a lot of people said Purple Rain to put on the list.
Yeah,
but I've never seen Purple Rain, so I didn't want to add it.
Because I did a look too, and I was like, what are the best single artist soundtracks ever? And Purple Rain was pretty much on top of the
every list,
every single time. And again, I should watch it because I do love Prince. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if that case, if we're okay including musicals that are, or like biopics about a single artist, then I have on mine Mamma Mia, A Hard Day's Night, / Across the Universe.
Oh yeah,
That's
I want to go back and rewatch Across the Universe.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a few years.
Because when I watched it, I didn't like the movie, but I don't think I was old enough to appreciate the story.
Yeah, I think because I saw it when it came out in theaters, which I want to say was 2008. And it, yeah, I was able to appreciate what it's doing. Like there's a scene in that when the main guy has come back from the UK finally. He's back in the US and he's running towards his friend, the blonde. And they're singing Hey Jude, and that got me. I think that's when they're singing Hey Jude.
No, Hey Jude is the final song.
Oh, fuck, I don't remember I remember that moment, like that sort of like moment of like
final...
friends reuniting. I
don't
remember.
I think it's the final song because then the credits is
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so so I have on there then A Hard Day's Night and Across the Universe. I have on there Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's
great.
Yeah.
And then Beyond the Sea.
What is that one?
So that is a Bobby Darin biopic, and this is the problem with art over time is that it stars Kevin Spacey as Bobby Darin. But I mean, Kevin Spacey does have musical chops, and so and Bobby Darin was part of the Rat Pack.
Gotcha.
So the song Beyond the Sea is a Bobby Darin song, like Splish,
I know. Okay,
Splish
I know the
Splash.
song
I was
now.
taking a bath, or Artificial Flowers. Like that is all. I mean, an incredible artist and a great body of work, and I've always loved the Rat Pack era. But I've only seen the movie once, but I remember liking it quite a bit. But an incredible score around a single artist, mostly sung by Kevin Spacey.
All right.
So, yes, that's like a whole bunch of mine in that genre.
Well, I have one more to tack onto that genre.
Okay.
Which it was very last minute. I have two to tack onto that genre. One was very last minute. I thought of like as I was coming over.
Okay.
The Blues Brothers.
Fuck you! It's on mine too.
Is it really?
It is.
Yes. The Blues.
I mean, so that's an interesting one, right? Because it is mostly features their music, both Blues Brothers and Blues Brothers 2000. But there are other artists and other songs in there at the same time.
Yes.
So do we consider it a single artist soundtrack?
Yeah, because it's the Blues Brothers singing them all, right?
Not all of
No.
them.
Yeah, because okay, never mind.
Oh, Aretha Franklin's in there. Cab Calloway. And this is just Blues Brothers 1, and then obviously Blues Brothers 2, you got Aretha Franklin again. You get Blues Traveler. Oh my God, Erykah Badu.
I'm gonna say yes, just because I like Blues Brothers.
I know.
My friend Dylan and I dressed as Blues Brothers for 2 Halloweens in a row.
That's solid. Yeah, I've done it once. Yeah,
and then it was because for my generation, you know, the whole 4 years younger than your generation, our big introduction to Blues Brothers was Drake and Josh. They dressed as the characters for Halloween and performed Soul Man on the show.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'll have to go watch that actually.
It's a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's the subplot of the episode. The main part is kind of meh. It's Josh has performance anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Or stage fright. And so his dad is a weatherman. And so he gets to go and do the weather with his dad for an episode and basically has a seizure on screen. And is dealing with the public repercussions of everyone making fun of him for it. Yeah. And so he doesn't want to perform Soul Man, but then Drake convinces him
to do it.
And he like does the harmonica solo and everything. And
well, so Drake, I'm assuming, is Elwood. And Josh is Jake.
Yes.
So you have seen both the Blues Brothers movies too.
I've only seen the first one.
Okay, I mean that is the better one.
Yes, that's what I've heard. Like, that's why I've only seen the first one.
Definitively the better one. Now, I will give the second one credit for having some amazing music in it.
Okay.
Like really, really good music in it. Now, I think I saw Blues Brothers 2000 first.
Okay.
I want to say, because it came out in 1998. I don't know why it's called Blues Brothers 2000.
It's close enough.
It came out in 1998. But there's some really, really good music in that one. But yeah,
okay,
it's worth watching.
I did really appreciate when I was at Universal Orlando at the beginning of the year. They still have the porch.
Oh, really?
Where the Blues Brothers will still come out and perform every now and then.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh, it's. I'm glad they have nothing else to market right now.
When I was going around picking out all the different components for my Halloween costumes, I went to the Halloween store, like the costume store right there on Hollywood Boulevard. And
Yeah.
parked outside of it was two guys dressed as the Blues Brothers with a full-on Bluesmobile with the big speaker
Oh, wow.
mounted to the top of it. I think they've been down at Comic-Con before because I've seen that car.
Okay.
But it looked really, really good.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm
So
on board.
So the second one that's in the same vein as that, which is in my honorable mentions, is Pick of Destiny. Tenacious D.
Oh, never actually seen it.
Really?
I know.
It's fantastic.
I feel like I would like it.
But again, it's all around. I mean, that one is, checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
It's all the same artist, all the songs, and it's just so good. It's such a good, wholesome movie.
I mean, I love those guys. And I love Jack Black in general.
Yeah.
I think he's incredibly talented, and from what I can tell, he seems like a pretty good guy.
Yeah, and he kind of knows what he is. Like
Yeah.
he plays. He's a comedian that is happy to play for kids.
Yeah.
Because I compare it a lot to like Bob Saget, where he like dreads. He does it for the paycheck
Yeah.
for kids, and then does raunchy material on the side.
Yeah.
Whereas Jack Black is just like he just loves being that character.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
he was back in Ghostbusters 2 and not Ghostbusters, sorry, Goosebumps 2 and
The House of the Clock on its wall, and its walls. Yeah.
yeah, and basically the same character.
Yeah.
My favorite thing he's been in recently though was he was on a South Korean game show.
What?
Yes, and it's so funny. You don't have to understand Korean because I don't.
Yeah.
To appreciate this, but he doesn't speak Korean at all.
Okay.
And so they play like a hit Korean song for him, and he just has to emulate the sounds, and then people have to guess what song he's singing.
That's
And
amazing.
it's so funny because he gets so like it's a 10 minutes bit, and he's sweating. He's getting
Yeah.
so into it, like jumping up, like dancing to the song while it's going on.
Because he just seems like a very earnest, sincere guy, and he'll really dive into it. Like, School of Rock is an excellent movie.
It's so good.
Also, I didn't realize this at the time because I didn't know the significance, but it's directed by Richard Linklater.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it
Wow.
feels so like I'm so like I think Linklater. I think of obviously like
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused, Boyhood. I think of the Before trilogy. Like he doesn't necessarily make serious films, but he has this sort of like there's this kind of indie prestige quality to everything he makes. And
Did you ever see
School of Rock?
Did you ever see Everyone Wants Some? Everybody Wants Some?
No, he did that too. I
Did,
really
yeah.
wanted to.
'Cause I did the promotion for that one.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that movie.
It looked really, really fun. And I think it's Tyler Hoechlin's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the CW Superman.
Yeah, and it's
God, he's so hot.
he's in it. Oh God, what's his face's kid?
I mean, it's
Kurt
just
Russell's kid.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's just like beefcake soup. That movie. How did I not see that movie?
Yeah, because it's the spiritual successor to Dazed and Confused. It's the first 2 days of college life for a baseball team.
I was going to look it up on IMDb, and I had to remember what the actual title was because I was going to type in beefcake soup.
Okay, so I have 3 more on my list.
Okay.
And I'm curious how you're gonna feel. One of them I think checks all the boxes. The other 2 I think are gonna be interesting.
Okay.
The one that checks all the boxes is Andy Hull's Swiss Army Man.
Wait, what?
Have you ever seen Swiss Army Man?
No.
Oh, it's one of the weirdest films. I also worked on the promotion for that last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Sorry, it took me a second. I know which movie you're referring to. I have not seen it. It's the one with Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. Where
Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe's like a dead body that is still animated, and you like push his button, and he shoots water out of his butt.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah.
Bizarre film.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but I've heard it's really good. though.
It's such a good film. Again, I had to do the promotion for it, so I watched it a dozen times.
Yeah.
But it's just such a fun, and the soundtrack is kind of this like, how would I even describe it? It's like almost Bon Iver-esque.
Okay.
Where it's kind of like that soft voice and acoustic sound, but at the same time, it's almost musical like because it's them singing what's happening on screen, and I really love
interesting.
that.
Okay. Yeah, that fits. That totally fits.
Yeah,
Man,
it's such a like just a like such a like I said before, like a tranquil soundtrack.
I need to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
So this one, I don't know the artist, but I think it's going to be in the same boat as Daft Punk, and it's Trent Reznor's Social Network.
Okay, yeah. I feel like so that's. I guess it's the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, because then the
'Cause that's
other
a score, but I mean, so is Daft Punk on Tron Legacy.
But then the third one on that kind of gray area is Explosions in the Sky, Friday Night Lights.
I've never seen Friday Night Lights, so
Really?
yeah, I know.
That's all right.
It's sports.
Yeah. Do you know the band Explosions in the Sky?
No.
Very like peaceful trance music.
Okay.
But again, it's all non-vocal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oof.
yeah. So I think if we accept Daft Punk, I feel like we have to accept these two.
I guess we do. See, this is where it gets challenging, right? Because we both want to accept Daft Punk because we both love that score so much.
But I think it's also because Daft Punk is a bigger name than these two.
Well, that's exactly it. And then, but because then you're like, well, couldn't you do, along that same logic, couldn't you do the score for Thor Ragnarok? Because I forget what's that guy? What band is he part of? The composer for that.
No, Iron Man 2 is AC/DC.
Well, like, no, they didn't compose it, obviously. But like,
well, I mean,
it's like,
isn't it all of their songs played?
I think the only songs that are really played are, AC/DC songs. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me go to crew here on the right. Composer. Oh, Mark Mothersbaugh. What was he? God damn it. Writer, performer. What band is he part of? God damn it. I forget. He's part of a pretty big rock band. See, this is the thing. Like we're basically saying we can't include scores, but we're at the same time actively kind of including scores. I don't know.
Well, like we said at the top of this, we made up the rules for this, and at the same time we're breaking all the rules.
I mean, I guess we're picking them because they're not
Devo.
Oh,
yeah, he was a Hat Boy.
Damn it, yeah, it's from Devo. I mean, I guess these aren't composers in that same sort of sense, right? I guess that's why we're kind of giving them like a bit of a pass on this American exception, is that they're not. They were, although pop may not have been their genre, they were pop musicians first, who were then brought in.
Wow, hold on, sorry, I'm reading this guy's TV history. He did a bunch of theme songs.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
So let's see. Super Mario World did for the TV show, did the theme song for that. Frosty Returned, the TV movie. Fucking where I just saw Rocket Power, that super crazy intro to Rocket Power.
He did that?
Yeah.
He did Rocket Power?
He did Rocket Power, he did All Grown Up. Oh god. The Sims 2 score. Eureka. Shameless, and Thor Ragnarok, and Hotel Transylvania 3. Oh, and oh wow, okay. Rugrats, Dumb and Dumber, Rocket Power, All Grown Up, Blue Mountain State, baby.
Yes.
Regular Show, House of Lies.
Okay, so he's a pretty prolific composer.
Yeah. Oh, and Disenchantment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess for the others, the exception is kind of like it was kind of maybe because it was noteworthy when like Daft Punk came in and did Tron. And when Trent Reznor came in and did the Social Network, everyone's like, oh, like that's interesting choice. It's like these are established musicians going and doing scores.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they're a little bit different. And I know at least for Trent Reznor, that has led to a whole career as a composer.
Yes.
I don't think Daft Punk have composed any other soundtracks, have they?
No, because after that was their most recent album.
I don't remember
what it's called anymore, and I feel real bad for it. But they haven't made anything since then.
Oh, okay.
It's 2015.
Yeah, I guess not.
2014.
Okay, so I guess we can include those. I think it's okay making exceptions for those.
It's a soft check mark.
Yeah. I have another one on here. So I have a Randy Newman movie on here.
Okay.
But I bet it's not the one you think it is.
Cats Don't Dance.
Did he do the Cats Don't Dance?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, it's Meet the Parents.
Okay.
He does a whole bunch of songs in that movie. I think
right.
there's like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 songs that he made for that movie. They're all pretty solid.
Okay, that's awesome.
I like that movie. So, and I actually think I like that more than his stuff on Toy Story.
Wow.
I mean, look, his stuff on Toy Story is like really beautiful. I think I like this because it's a little lighter. You know, it's like I've got your mojo working. Like it's like it doesn't have the same sort of emotional impact of like you've got a friend in me and stuff like that. But do you have Toy Story or any of those?
I don't actually. So I have some TV shows I wanted to throw in there real quick.
Okay,
because that was my list of movies.
Okay,
A TV show which is way too short lived for how good it was was a show on Cartoon Network called Class of 3000, where
I've
Andre
never heard of this.
Andre 3000 of Outcast did all the music for it, and he was the voice of the teacher.
Yes.
And so it was a school that was losing its music department.
Wait a minute. What's it called again?
Class of 3000.
This actually does sound kind of familiar.
And it's beautiful music. It's almost Magic School Bus-esque, but they travel through the world of sound.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was
Like
such a
Chalk Zone.
cool show. Almost like Chalk Zone, exactly. I'm rubbing off on you.
Yep.
And it's just so fun.
Okay, I've never seen this, but it sounds kind of familiar. So, no, worth including.
Yes. Do you have any more on your list?
No.
Okay. So I have three quick ones I want to throw out. One, I have to give I have to give dedication to this soundtrack, because every video I made in college, I used a song from this soundtrack.
Okay.
And it's an anime called Air Gear.
It's fine.
About competitive roller skating.
Of course it is. Every time you describe an anime, it somehow sounds more cliched anime than the last time you did.
Yes. Oh, but hold on. These roller skates have rockets on them. I forgot to mention that.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
But the soundtrack is awesome. I think you'd really like the soundtrack.
Okay.
It's a band called Skank Funk.
Cool name.
Mm-hmm. And it's just this weird like 90s. It's almost like 90s ska. Like this weird like scat electric mix. And every song sounds completely different, but it's just so fun and energetic. Yeah. And I love the soundtrack. But if I bring that one up, I have to talk about the most iconic anime soundtrack, which is Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, yeah.
Where the whole show is done by a band called Seatbelts. And their theme song Tank is consistently ranked as the best intro song to any TV show ever. Okay. And so that one is just great.
Even above Friends.
They put it above Friends.
Wow.
But of course you have to be mindful of who the people are filling out these internet quizzes.
Right, yeah.
And I'm going to take the last one off because I feel like it breaks too many rules.
Okay. Okay, so now that we've gone through and like further established what counts and what doesn't. Given everything you have on there, now you got to do your top 5.
Oh, I have my top 5.
Oh, okay. I never actually did a ranking. So.
Okay. Phil Collins, Tarzan / Brother Bear is my number 1. Elton John, Lion King's number 2. Daft Punk, Tron Legacy is number 3. Queen, Flash Gordon's number 4. Blues Brothers Band, Blues Brothers is number 5. Okay. And if I have to take that one off, I'll replace it with Pick a Destiny.
Okay. Oh, I should have actually done a ranking, but I was like, I didn't know which of these would count or not. All right. This is like semi-arbitrary, but I'm gonna go with maybe Tron Legacy number 1. Ooh, it's the one I listen to the most, but it's most because it's a score. Because you know me, I'm a huge score person, so probably
D-Rez is still like such a good that's part of my normal Disney playlist.
Yeah,
it's
D-Rez. Amazing. So I'm gonna go with Tron Legacy,
The Grid,
Beyond the Sea,
okay,
Bohemian Rhapsody, Across the Universe. Did I say Blues Brothers?
You have not said Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought about it more on Mamma Mia. I can't actually include Mamma Mia because I love the music of Mamma Mia, but I don't ever listen to the film versions.
Yeah, same.
They are atrocious.
Lily, not Alan. Other Lily.
Lily James.
Lily James. She does a decent I like her singing in the second one.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen the second one yet.
It's okay.
I gotta watch it at some point.
But watching Meryl Streep half-ass a performance It kind of breaks my heart sometimes.
I know. It's just she's so good. She's so talented.
But even like when you see her not trying, she's still the best person.
She's
on
she's
screen.
still amazing. I know. Even her like at half speed. But yeah, there we go.
We did it.
I know. It's just a random little thing, but it's fun. We might.
If you're listening to this, we clearly missed a week for some reason.
Yeah. Well, that's actually it. We might have more of these. We're trying to like build a few up going into the holidays because we're both traveling for the holidays and it gets a little challenging.
Yes.
But the great thing about it is it's significantly shorter than our episodes are normally at this point. So,
so if you're still driving, just listen to it again.
Yeah, just go back and or listen to some of the soundtracks we talked about.
Yeah.
But if you, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and let us know if you have any that we might have forgotten.
Yeah, if you have something on your list, the recommendations, we are at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail.
Yes.
I'm at Lordifer on Twitter and Instagram.
If you want to see my face, it's at CamDexter_adventures. If you want to see my art, which I'll update at some point, that'll be at Cameron.Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let us know your favorite music scores.
Yes.
Single artist or not.
Single artist soundtrack, but also, yes, I mean, some score recommendations.
Yeah.
Guys,
we always like making some new playlists.
I always need more scores. I can't work to lyrics, so I have to listen
I'm
to
honestly
scores.
surprised neither of us put Oliver and Company.
I've only seen it once. It's not fresh up in my mind.
Same.
For me to like actually have a strong opinion on it. So
let us know your opinion on Oliver and Company.
Yes. The most important Disney film of all time.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.